They say entitlement doesn't rest. But this week, it ran a marathon straight through my freshly healing abdomen. I'm 30. I'm in a wheelchair. And I was 12 days out of abdominal surgery when I decided to finally leave the house. Not for anything dramatic, just a quick run to the hardware store for essentials. I needed out. Sunshine. Movement. Something that didn't beep or come with a nurse's clipboard. Bruce, my ride or die, pulled up like clockwork. Part road warrior, part saint, and full-time sarcasm master. He swung the van door open and wheeled me down the ramp like we were about to hit a red carpet. We'd done this dance 1,000 times. Only this time, I was still sore, stitched up, and running on Tylenol and willpower. 30 minutes tops, I told him. You know me, I'm basically just rolling in to breathe sawdust. He nodded and saluted. Go make the world better, one toolbox at a time. I rolled in, made my rounds, grabbed duct tape and light bulbs. Simple. Normal. For 29 minutes, I felt like me again. But when I returned, there she was, waiting for me like a cockroach on linoleum. Karen, HOA Karen, sitting in the only handicapped spot like it was her throne. No placard, no disability tag, just shopping bags strewn across her hood, a lit cigarette dangling from her lips, and an aura of pure smug scrolling her phone. I paused in the sun, staring. She didn't flinch, didn't look up, didn't care, not even a flicker of guilt. I took a deep breath, rolled closer, hoping she'd get the hint. Maybe, just maybe, the sight of a woman in a wheelchair baking in the sun would summon whatever ounce of decency she might have stashed beneath her knockoff Gucci. Nope. Instead, she glanced up, frowned like I was the inconvenience, and looked right back down at her phone. And that's when Bruce returned. He didn't say a word. Didn't need to. One look at my squint in the sun and the tension in my shoulders, and he knew. Bruce was the kind of man who once cleared a parking lot full of Girl Scouts because they were blocking a ramp with cookie tables. So yeah, he knew, and he didn't blink. He pulled the van right behind Karen's car, bumper to bumper, and parked. No room to wiggle. No exit route. Just steel justice blocking her in like a Tupperware lid on week-old lasagna. Bruce stepped out, calm as a monk, popped open the ramp, and wheeled over to me. Karen finally noticed. She stood up, huffing like a dragon before breakfast. You can't park there, she screamed, arms flailing. I'm going to be late for an HOA meeting. Bruce didn't flinch. Ma'am, he said, with the kind of politeness that should be illegal. You're parked illegally in a designated handicap space. I'm simply helping someone who needs it. Karen scoffed. I am on the HOA board. I own this lot. I couldn't help it, I laughed. She didn't like that. Her face flushed. You think this is funny? I will have your van towed and your license revoked. You'll never drive in this town again. Bruce raised an eyebrow. Unless you're the DMV, I think I'll be fine. She stomped. Literally stomped. Move the van. I'd had enough. Hey, Karen, I said, voice calm but cutting. You want a shovel? Because you're digging the hole beautifully. Her face turned the color of uncooked steak. Steam practically poured out her ears. You people are so disrespectful. Bruce finished strapping me in without a word. Cool. Collected. But his jaw was tight. And then came a cherry on top. He leaned down to her driver's side window and said, if you're going to keep breaking the law, at least get a placard. Makes it less obvious. We drove off. Slow. Purposefully. I rolled down the window and gave her the kind of smile you only learn growing up in New York with a grandmother who survived everything but patience. And then I gave her the one-finger salute. Bruce honked twice. Punctuation. Later that evening, I got a message from a neighbor. Screenshot from our HOA Facebook group. Karen had written a long, furious post about being harassed by a disrespectful woman in a wheelchair and an aggressive driver. The comments? They roasted her. Turns out I wasn't the first one. Other neighbors chimed in, stories about her parking in fire lanes, yelling at mail carriers, even stealing someone's recycling bin because it looked nicer. By the next day, she deleted the post. By the end of the week, she'd resigned from the board due to stress. Stress, huh? More like the stress of finally getting caught. So yeah, moral of the story? Never mess with disabled parking. And never, ever underestimate the power of Bruce. Because when karma rolls up, it drives a van. and it honks twice.